Hello guys! So welcome back to STAAD. Ang ating project ngayon ay yung frame using SMRF or Special Moment Resisting Space Frame. So ito ay composed ng beams and columns na made of reinforced concrete. So ang ating model is this one, geometry. Yan ang ating gagawin. And then let's click new. Tapos title natin is frame demo. Okay, on the same folder, then analytic, metric, and then create. Tapos tingnan natin yung ating model. Mag-i-start tayo ng geometry. Okay, so mag-start tayo dito sa ground level or sa top of footing. Yan ang ating elevation 0, and then at 1.5, elevation 1.5, yan yung top of tie beam. Tapos at elevation 4.7, that is the second floor beam. Okay, tapos another 3.2 third floor beam, and then another 3.2 top of roof beam. So let's look at the tie beam. Okay, ito, or that is also known as the first floor beam. Ito yung ating pattern. So dito tayo kukuha ng idea. So ito sa ating STAAD, our first node would be 0, 0. Okay? Ang kukunin natin first node would be at grid A1 or at this point. So 0 yan. And then ang second node natin would be going in this direction. So at distance 7 and 2.5. Okay, so I will just select that node. Tapos punta tayo sa translational repeat. Ayan. And then direction Z, 2 steps. Your first step spacing would be 7 tsaka 2.5. 7 and then 2.5. Tapos we can click now link steps. Then let's check. Ayan, so this is 7 meters. Tapos this is 2.5. And then we will repeat this at X direction. At how many steps? 1, 2, 3 steps. At spacing of 4.5. Okay, so 3, then 4.5x, tapos link steps. Then okay, and then we will select everything. Tapos re-repeat natin siya pataas naman this time at Y. How many steps would be? First step is at 1.5, second, third, 4 steps. So default spacing is 3.2, and then 4 steps Y, tapos link steps, and then yung first step palitan ko lang yan ng 1.5. Okay, so 1.5 ito yon, tapos tatlong 3.2 na magkakasunod. Then just click OK. Make sure naka Y ka. And then punta tayo ngayon dito sa level 0. So view, from positive Z, select lang natin yan. Then we will now press click. Tapos check natin, yan siya. And kung titingnan mo yung front view, click mo lang yan, view from positive Z, ito yun. titingnan mo yung side view, click mo lang itong left view. Yan siya. Tapos yung right view. Okay, ito. So, ayan yan. Next is, i-develop natin ngayon yung ating first floor dahil dito meron tayong grid A'. Okay, so, click lang natin ito. Select mo yan. Dapat naka-beams cursor ka. Tapos, select objects. Then, isometric view. Tapos, i-click natin ito. Yan. I-press Ctrl C. Okay, Ctrl C. Tapos, Ctrl V. Ang distance would be 3 meters at Z direction. Yan. So, type mo dyan 3 and then click OK. So, automatic, maglalagay siya ng node dito. Maglalagay din siya ng beam. Yan. So, let's double click this. Dapat 3 meters yan. Ito rin kabila, 3 din siya. Next is, so okay na yan. Click natin ngayon si display host structure. Pagdating mo sa second floor, ito siya. Selected objects and then isometry. Yan. Walang beam sa loob. Now, let's go to third floor. So, display whole structure. Positive Z. Select third floor. Ayan. Tapos, display selected objects only. Then, isometry. Dito na tayo ngayon sa third floor level. And then, mag-copy tayo ng distance of 3 meters. Ito ulit. So, kanina, Ctrl C tsaka Ctrl V. This time, pwede kong gamitin yung translational repeat ulit. Dito sa geometry. So, ayan. At a distance of 3 meters. Then, wag mo nang i-click-click yung link steps. And Z direction. Then, i-press OK. After that, na-develop na natin itong A'. Mag-insert tayo ngayon. May beam dito, ano? Yan. So, pwede tayong mag-insert midpoint. Okay, so i-click mo yung dalawa. Then, insert midpoint. Then, okay. Ngayon, pag click-click mo yan, meron ng node dun. Tapos, pwede ka nang mag-add ng beam. Pero, nasa na yung mga nodes? So, punta tayo ngayon ng view. Then, label settings. Then, node points. Click mo yan. Then, you press OK. Next is, punta tayo ngayon sa add beam, geometry. Ito. So, add beam from node to node. Ano? Yang icon na yun, ang click mo, wag yung nasa baba. Dahil pag itong nasa baba, na-click mo, wala dyan na yung kailangan natin. So, ito yung i-click mo sa taas. Yan. So, magiging cotton buds yung cursor mo. Then, you click your first node and then your end node. Then, you press escape. Next, punta tayo ngayon sa roof beam. Okay. So, view, display whole structure. Then, check natin yung roof beam kung meron pa tayong i-add na beam sections. So, roof beams, ito siya. So, wala na. Okay na yan. Next is, natapos na tayo sa nodes cursor, translational repeat, copy paste, add beam, intersect. Hindi natin nagawa itong intersect. Anyway, let me demonstrate ang ibig sabihin ng intersect. Let's say, display whole structure. Let's say, assuming na wala ito. Okay? So, i-delete ko lang. Yan. and then nag-add beam tayo, diniretso lang natin yan hanggang dun. So pag i-click mo yan, this is composed of a single beam. Pero kailangan ma-separate natin yan. So dun papasok yung intersect na command. So, pwedeng i-select mo ito tapos yung mga other lines. Yan. Okay? Tapos click mo ngayon si intersect. Si intersect, makikita mo yan dito sa geometry. Ayun siya. Intersecting beam. So you click this. First step is to select your beams that you need to intersect. Ibig sabihin, maglalagay tayo ng, or hahatiin natin itong single beam into several beams. Kailangan mo ng other beams na mag-intersect. So press Control and then you click yung other beams. Ibig sabihin, puputulin niya itong main beam mo. Next, you now click ito, intersecting beams. Then, intersect selected beams. Ayan. Ang tolerance, pwedeng 0. Okay, let's try 0. Then, you press OK. 2 new beams created. Yan. Okay, so, separated na siya. Pwede ka rin mag-intersect ng beams na let's say delete natin ito. Another demonstration for intersecting beams is this. Okay, so mag-add lang ako dito. Diyan. Tapos ayan. Okay, so take note na dalawang beams yan. So, piliin mo lang yan dalawa. Pwedeng press Control and then ayan. Or, pwedeng i-click mo yung kanilang intersection. Yan. Dalawa silang masaselect. Then, you click now, intersect selected beams. Ayan. Then, pwedeng 0 or 0.001. Okay? Then, you press OK. Tapos, mag-insert beam ka na naman pa ganyan. Okay, so click ko lang yung front view, then I will select this. Yun, see? Dito ako ngayon magdadagdag ng beam. So insert beam tayo yan, add beam. It doesn't matter kung paano ang direction mo. Pwedeng dito yung green or dito yung green. Ngayon, kung gusto mong baliktarin yan, merong command dyan. So, punta tayo ngayon dito sa view, tapos labels and label settings. Punta ka sa labels and then you click beam ends. Ito. So, check mo yan and then you press OK. So, makikita mo ngayon yung start node tsaka yung end node. Okay, so ito, correct siya. Start node. Then, this is the end node. So, ang orientation natin is towards the positive x-axis or pa ganun, ano? So, correct to. Correct, 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 correct. Correct ang ating mga longitudinal beams. How about our transverse beams? Check natin. This is correct. Transverse beams, ito yung along z-axis. Okay, dapat ang direction niya is going towards the positive z. So, green, blue, ganun dapat. Ngayon, let's look here. Ito ang naiba. This is towards the negative z-axis, diba? Kasi ito ang green, pa ganun yung blue. So, dapat babalik ta rin natin ito. Ganon din ito. Okay? And same thing here. So, what we are going to do na kung pagbabalik ta rin natin yan is to redefine incidence. Ayan. Okay? So, select natin yan. Babalik ta rin natin yung kanilang incidence. Yung start node, yun ang magiging end node. So, select natin sila. Ito, tsaka yan. And then this. Tapos, punta tayo sa na-unselect. So, select ko ulit. And then, punta tayo dito sa utilities. Tapos, punta tayo sa beam tools. And then, punta tayo dito sa beam incidences. Beam incidence, ayan. And then, switch incidence of selected members. Click mo yan. Then, mapapansin mo na nag-iba na siya ng incidence. Okay, so that's one way of editing your nodes. So check natin ulit. Check natin sila isa-isa. Start tayo dito sa ground. Okay. Dapat ang columns mo mag-start sa baba pataas. So, green galing sa baba. Okay. Tapos, yung beams naman towards the positive X and positive Z axis. Okay. So, yan. Pag ganun. Green, blue, green, blue. Green, blue. Tapos, ito. Green, blue. Green, green. Green, green. Green, green. Okay, next. Check natin ngayon yung second floor naman. Display whole structure. Yan. Columns muna. Okay. So, looks good. Tapos, second floor beams. Okay, green, green, green. Okay siya. Tapos, along Z direction. Looks good. Next is display whole structure. Dito na ako ngayon sa ito. Columns, it should be going up. Tapos, ang transverse or longitudinal beams, yung beams na along X, it should be positive X direction. So, this is, for example, this is green, tapos blue. Or this is start node and then end node. Okay? So, correct siya. Correct naman lahat. Yung long transverse nodes, ito, along Z, green, blue. Looks good. And then, finally, yung roof beams tsaka third floor columns. Okay, next is, ang gagawin natin ngayon, natapos na natin, mag-check tayo ng duplicate members. Ang ibig sabihin yan, merong mga members na naulit. For example, gawa tayo ng example. Wait. Display whole structure muna natin. And then, we will select beams. Okay, beams cursor and then select all. Yan. After that, punta tayo dito sa utilities and then beam tools. check for duplicate beams. So you just click that. Then no duplicate members found. Sampulan natin ngayon ang duplicate members. So let's say for this beam, gagawa tayo ng isa pang beam. Geometry, then add beam. Maglagay tayo dito ng isa dito, ganyan. Okay. So, utilities, and then beam tools, check duplicate beams. Ayun, see? Meron siyang nakita, 143 tsaka yung 151. Minarka niya. Ibig sabihin, dalawang beams ang nakalagay dyan. Ngayon, pwede mong i-delete lahat yan or magre-retain ka ng isa. Okay? Ngayon, ang pipiliin ko, magre-retain ako ng isa, yung lower number. Okay, member to keep, yung 143. Then, press OK. Tapos, pwede mong i-highlight lahat or wag na. We now repeat your beam tools na duplicate beams. So, no more duplicate beams. Next is zero length members naman. Okay, so select beams cursor. Select natin lahat yan. Dito ulit tayo sa utilities, beam tools, then click zero length members. 0 or 0.001. Let's try making a sample of zero length member. So dito tayo sa beam 151. Let's say node A is 52, node B is again 52. Okay, so ibig sabihin yan, yung first start node niya tsaka end node niya is at the same point. So wala siyang length. Okay, so wala akong sinelect pero punta ako sa beam tools and then click zero length. Then just press OK. Ayun, see? Na-detect niya ngayon yung ating ginawa na zero length. So, wala kang makikitang selected dyan kasi wala naman siya talagang length. So, ang gagawin natin ngayon, you just click delete. And then, balik tayo dito sa beam tools and then click zero length. Then, okay. No more. Next is, ano pa bang meron dyan? Overlapping collinear members. Let's say, gawa tayo ngayon ng beam na mahaba. So from here, then yeah. And let's see what happens, ano? So punta tayo ngayon sa utilities, beam tools, tapos check duplicate beams. No duplicate beams, di ba? Kasi yung ginawa natin na mahaba, hindi naman niya kapareho yung, wala naman siyang kaparehong length. So technically, wala siyang ka-duplicate. Pero now let's look at overlapping collinear members. Ayun, see? Wala akong sinelect ngayon, pero ulitin ko yung beam tools, overlapping collinear members. Ayan. So, isinelect niya ngayon, nilabas niya yung mga overlapping. So, pwedeng highlight both or highlight first beam and highlight second beam. Yan. So, yung ating second beam, pwede mong tanggalin yan. Okay? To do that, i-highlight mo muna yung second beam, then close mo, then you can now press delete. Okay, ulit beam tools, tapos overlapping, then right click, wala siyang delete, or you just simply press delete. Ayan. Then i-press OK. Tapos i-check ulit natin si overlapping. Ayan. No more. So yan ang ibig sabihin ng overlapping collinear members. Ano pang pwede natin check dito? Dimension beams, you just click that. And then pwede mong i-click display. Lahat yan malalagyan ng dimensions. Okay? Now let us remove. Then click remove. Then pwede ka ring mag-dimension ng isa-isa lang. So dito tayo sa node tools. I-click node to node distance. Yan, yan. Tapos hanggang dito sa dulo, that is 13.5. Tapos ito naman, kung dyan, that is 4.5. Then you go back to node tools, tapos remove node to node distance. Ngayon, i-turn off na natin yung kanilang incidence. So, dito tayo sa beam tools. Oops, dito tayo sa view, load settings, ay label settings, and then i-unclick natin yung beam ends. Then, okay. Next is, punta tayo ngayon sa ating, check naman natin yung ating nodes. So, dito tayo ngayon sa utilities, tapos node tools. We will now click duplicate nodes. So, pwedeng 0.001 or 0. No duplicate nodes found. What if maglagay tayo ng isang node? Okay? Mag-insert tayo ng sa geometry. Let's say x is 0 and then y is 1.5 dito sa taas. Tapos x is 2 meters and then y is 0. Okay? So, gumawa tayo ng isang node. Ayan. Nandyan. Duplicate yan actually kasi meron ding existing node at the same location, and then merong isang node na walang connected na beam. Okay, ang tawag dyan ay orphan node. Okay, so guys, wala muna tayong i-check na, isa-select na nodes. Tapos naka-beams cursor ako. So immediately, pupunta na ako ngayon sa utilities. And then node tools. Let us check duplicate or select duplicate nodes. Then 0.001. Okay lang yan. See? Inilabas niya ngayon yung dalawang nodes na same location. Stud will give you a choice in which what node to retain. So ako, pipiliin ko lang yung delete the second node. Yan. Or yung first node. So, para sa akin yung second node. Kasi, ang higher number na nodes, ibig sabihin, yan yung huling node na ginawa mo. Okay, so i-click yes. And then, i-check natin ulit. So, node tools and then duplicate nodes. Wala na. So, yan ang goal natin. After that, balik tayo sa node tools. Click naman natin si orphan nodes. Ayan, see? So, pinakita niya ngayon yung node na walang connected na beams. Or, you can just click remove orphan nodes. Automatic na i-delete na niya yun. Okay? So, yan ang pag-check ng geometry mo. Next is magre-renumber na tayo. Okay? Ang purpose ng renumbering yung base nodes yung nasa footing level, Okay? Yung nodes na nasa footing level would be, or elevation 0, mag-start yan sa 1. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, take note na meron tayong 3, 6, 9, 12 nodes. So, 1 to 12, yan yung base footings. Okay? Tapos, yung ground floor nodes naman, which is this level, nasa series 1000. Okay, so 1000, 1001, 1002, 1011, yan yung ground floor nodes. Okay? Tapos, or first floor nodes. In series 2000, yan yung second floor nodes. And then, same thing, third floor, and then series 4000 na nodes, nasa roof beam yan. Okay? Ayan. So, first thing to do is i-re-number natin sila lahat above 4,000. So, let's say, select natin yan. Lahat yan. And then, dito sa geometry, you click renumber nodes. Click yes. And then, select natin lahat yan. Ang starting node natin would be 5,000. Yan. Then, you click accept. So, 66 nodes renumbered, and then you click OK. Ngayon, i-re-renumber na natin yung ating footing nodes. So, pag click mo tong geometry, you will notice na nag-start na siya sa 5,000. So, i-select natin ngayon yung footing nodes. So, select nodes cursor, yan. And then, mag-renumber ulit tayo. This time, mag-start tayo ng 1, okay? Then, click mo lang yan. Then, i-click accept. Tapos, you will notice na meron na tayong numberings dito na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hanggang 12. So, if you click that, nag-highlight itong nasa baba. So, check natin sa view. Then, whole structure. Tapos, mag-label settings tayo na node numbers. Yan o, see? 1, 2, 3. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next, ang i-re-number natin ngayon si ground floor naman na. So, whole structure again. View from positive say, select natin itong ground floor. So, renumber. And 1,000 yan, no? Tapos, click mo lang yan, then accept. Tapos, ito, renumber natin siya ng 2,000. Tapos, ito naman, renumber natin ng 3,000. And then, finally, this is 4,000. Okay? So, let us select this level. Yan. Tapos, view, selected objects only. Look at the node numbering. So, 3,000, 3,001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hanggang 3,015. So, yan ang correct numbering ng nodes. Ganon din sa beams. I-re-number din natin siya in the sense na yung ground floor or first floor beams will start at 1,000 or that is series 1,000. Second floor, series 2,000. And then sa columns naman, yung base to ground floor, or that is from top of footing to ground floor, yan yung start ng 1. Okay? Tapos, columns, ground floor to second floor, or ito yung first floor columns, will start at 1,000. Or yan yung, will start at 100, or series 100. Ano? Tapos, second floor columns, series 200, and then finally, your third floor columns will be series 300. So let us start the renumbering. So display whole structure, and then front view. We now select ground floor beams. Ito. Tapos renumber beams. Nasaan ka? So, nasan si renumber beams? Merong renumber nodes, renumber solids. Hindi yan. Let's click utilities. Beam tools. Wala. Wala. Dito sa beam tools. Ayun. Renumber beams. Okay? So, click mo yan. Yes, and then ground floor beams will start at 1,000. So 1,000, and then click mo lang yan, double arrow, and then accept. Tapos let us check kung nagre-number na siya. So view, and then selected objects only. Tapos, label settings, click natin si beam numbers, i-off natin si node numbers, then okay. Yan, see? So, 1,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 1,090. Okay, so looks good. Ngayon, punta na tayo sa series 2,000. Which is second floor beams. So view from positive Z, highlight mo yan, balik tayo sa beam tools, then renumber beams, and then series 2,000 na tayo ngayon. Accept. Tapos okay, dito na tayo sa third floor beams, and that is series 3,000. And finally, this is series 4,000. Okay, ang purpose ng numbering ng beams is pagka nag-check tayo ng failed beams, sasabihin niya kung anong number. Pag sinabi niya na 2014, automatic nasa second floor yan. Okay, pag sinabi niya na ang failed beams mo ay 215, so 215, wala siya sa 1000 series, so ibig sabihin column yan, nasa second floor column yun. Okay? So, that's the idea. Kapag 1000 series, beam siya. Kapag 100 series, column siya. Alright? So, we now click your footing columns. Ayan. And then, renumber natin siya. This will start from 1. Tapos, ito naman, your first floor column will start at 100. Okay, so renumber 100. And then this is series 200. And finally, this is series 300. So let's check yung second floor. And then view, tapos selected objects only. So 200, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 209, 210, 211. And then check natin display whole structure. Piliin lang natin itong grid. Ayan. Then display selected objects only. Yan. So yung whole numbers 1, 2, 3, that is footing columns. Yung numbers na 100 series, that is first floor columns. Numbers na 200 series, second floor, and then you have the third floor columns. And same thing with the beams. Yung 1000 series, ground floor, 2000 series, second floor, up to your fourth floor. So that is your node and member numbering. Next would be group definitions. So display whole structure, tapos mag-group na tayo. Roof beams, third floor column, 3F beams. So yan ang aking naming. Okay, so mag-start ako sa roof beam. Yan. So view from positive Z, i-click ko lang yan. Tapos Control G, short for group name, ano? Ang type mo would be beam. Tapos group name is roof beam. Yan. No space in between, okay? Then, yan. Tapos, make sure na meron ka nang naka-select na beams and then you click associate. Yan. To selected geometry. Next, mag-create ulit tayo ngayon. Type would be beam again. Tapos, 3F column. 3F column. Pababa. Then, i-highlight mo yan, third floor column. Tapos, associate to selected. Then, click associate. Tapos, i-highlight mo naman tong third floor beams. Then, create. Type is beam again. Then, group name would be 3F beam. Then, okay. Tapos, associate. Now, let's check. So, click ko lang dyan. I will select now display whole structure. Pag-click ko lang ito. Click mo si roof beam and then i-click highlight. Make sure na wag delete wag din close. Ito lang highlight. Kasi kung minsan, ang click ko yung highlight, napipindot ko yung delete. Okay, so select roof beam and then highlight. Yan. Then, 3F column. Highlight again. Ngayon, ginagawa ko, niro-rotate ko lang yan vertically. Tapos, rotate horizontally on the axis, vertical axis, something like that. Para makikita mo yung pagkaka-group niya, no? So, roof beam, ulitin ko. Yan. So, obviously, nasa roof siya. Tapos, third floor column. Ayan. Then, third floor beam. Ayan. Same thing, madali rin mag-select. Okay, so I will assign that as 2F column. So 2F column, and then assign to selected geometry. Mapapansin mo meron na dun beam assign. Pero kung hindi tayo nakapag-select, okay, let's say 2F beam. Then, okay. Pero wala tayong na-select, ano? Hindi mo ma-click yung associate. Now, mag-create ulit tayo ng 1F column. And type is beam. Always check na dapat yung type mo ay beam. Tapos, ayan. So, makikita mo yung word dito na beam unassigned. Ibig sabihin, pag clinic mo yan, walang nakalagay sa listahan mo. Okay, so, select your 1F column. Now, you can assign that here and then associate to selected geometry. So, mapapansin nyo, nagpalit na siya ng beam assign. Then, I will now select your second floor beam and then click this. Tapos, associate to selected geometry. Now, let's check again. Start tayo sa roof beam. Highlight. 3F column. 3F beam. 2F column. 2F beam. 1F column. Then 1F beam. Create na tayo ng beam. The name is 1F beam. Okay. 1F beam. And then footing column. Tsaka dito naman all beams. Tsaka all columns. Yeah. So let's click now 1F column and then highlight. So meron siya 1F beam, highlight, wala. So naka-select si 1F beam. You select now your members. Oops. Yan. Paano mo maiiwasan yan? And then, i-rotate mo lang siya. Yan. Pwede yan. Then, click associate. Tapos, para sa footing columns naman, ayan, then associate again. Then, click natin si footing columns. Ayan, looks good. Tapos, si 1F beam. And then, 1F column. Okay na yan. Next is, mag-a-assign tayo ngayon ng mga members sa all beams, tsaka all columns. Siyempre, yung all columns na yan, lahat ng vertical members. Okay? So, pwedeng ganito ang pag-select dyan. So, display whole structure. You just simply select yan, mga vertical members. Press Control. Ganyan. Tapos, i-isometric view mo. Then, check mo kung meron kang hindi na-select. Okay? Or, click mo yung view from positive Z, tsaka ka mag-rotate. Yan. Dahil pag meron kang napansin na line na ganyan, na hindi selected, hindi red, ibig sabihin, meron kang hindi na isali. Something like that. And then, meron ding paraan na lahat ng vertical members mo ay masaselect. Okay? So, tanggalin muna natin si beam numbers. And that is found in select. Tapos, parallel. Ito, under beams. Ayan. So, parallel to Y. Yan. So, pipili niya lahat ng members parallel to Y. And obviously, that is all columns. So, we now click associate to selected geometry. Next is, iselect natin si all beams ngayon. Ang isa-select naman natin ngayon is parallel to X, Z. Pero, walang parallel to X, Z. Hiwala yan. So, instead, ang selection natin ngayon ay inverse. Okay? Ibig sabihin, at this time, naka-highlight ngayon yung vertical. Pag clinic mo yung inverse, lahat ng hindi nakaselect, yun ang isa-select niya. Okay? So, click tayo sa parallel to Y. And then, select by inverse. Ito, click mo yan. Mag-highlight ngayon yung, syempre, mga horizontal members. And that's the time now you can associate. Okay? So, you now click all columns, highlight. Tapos you click all beams, highlight. And then, you're good to go. And then, next grouping would be floor. Ito na. Ang naming ng floor, may technique yan, ano? So, ayan, 2F underscore 2W underscore 130mm underscore P. Take note na si grouping, again, dapat walang space. Kung gusto mo ng space, maglalagay ka ng underscore. So, 2F means you are at the second floor. 2W means two-way siya, meaning all four supports, all four beams are supporting the slab. Okay, tapos yung 130mm, that's the thickness, and then yung P, yan yung may interior partition sa loob. Ang ibig sabihin ng partition, yan yung lightweight na 1 kPa. Okay? Remember na kapag wall, hollow blocks, dapat nakapatong yan sa beam. Kapag yung wall mo hindi nakapatong sa beam, palitan mo siya ng lightweight na wall. Okay? Diyan papasok ngayon yung 1 kPa na partition load na letter T na yan. And ang mga may partition load, syempre yung offices. Kapag hallway, wala yang partition. Okay? So, next, paano natin malalaman yung thickness? To do that, kailangan ide-design mo yung slabs mo as independent structural members, meaning hindi siya magre-resist ng seismic forces. So you can design these slabs ahead of time. Okay? Or pwede kang gumamit ng equation na 2 times the quantity L plus W all over 180. Okay, punta tayo ngayon sa second floor. Kunyari wala pa tayong thickness. So view, click natin yung second floor, and then selected objects na view. Take note na yung first floor, hindi natin nilagyan ng slab kasi nakapatong siya sa fill. Okay? Pero kung yung first floor mo hindi nakapatong sa fill, meron siyang basement, then i-design mo siya as suspended slab. Okay? Ngayon, yung first floor, yan ay slab on fill. Now, let's look at this second floor. Ito siya. Okay? Dito sa area na yan, or this area, that is open. Okay? Kasi merong stairway dyan, pababa, tsaka stairway pataas. So, walang slab yan. And then, eto naman, yung area na yan, itong dalawa, na yan, offices yan. Okay? And yan yung area 1 na yan. Tapos, dito naman sa hallway, yan yung area 2. Ito. Ngayon, i-determine natin yung thickness ng slab dito sa areas 1. Ang kanyang dimension is 4.5 meters by 7 meters. Take note na hindi tayo naglagay ng stringer dito. Okay, so 4.5 and 7 using this equation. So, the thickness is equal to 2 times the quantity 4,500 plus 7,000 divided by 180. Yan. So 127.8. I-round up natin yan para maging 130 mm. Yan yun. Okay? And then dito naman sa hallway slab. So that is 2.5 by 4.5 meters. So, palitan lang natin yung 7 ng 2,500 mm. And 77.78. So, ang minimum thickness ng slab is 100 mm. Kaya, para sa slab number 2, ang thickness na ilalagay natin dyan ay 100 mm. Which is, ayan, slab number 2. Para sa 3F, for slab number 3, okay, parehas lang sila ni slab number 1 sa second floor. So, kopyahin mo lang yan, pero papalitan mo lang siya ng 3F. Ngayon, yung slab number 4 dito sa third floor, kaparehas lang siya nung slab number 2 sa second floor. So, kopyahin mo yan, palitan mo lang siya ng 3F. And then, finally, for slab number 5, nandito sa my storage area. Okay. This is 3 by 4.5. Ano? So, check natin yan. 3,000. Tsaka 4,500. So, 83.33. Gawin pa rin natin siyang 100 mm. Yan. Pero, take note na 3 meters yan, ibig sabihin maluwang yan. Let's say, pwede kong gawing storage yung lugar na yan. Maglagay lang ako ng lightweight na wall dito. Meron pa rin ako matitirang, let's say, 1.5 meters, di ba? Maluwang pa rin yan. And then, maglagay ako dito ng 1.5 meters na storage. Pwede akong maglagay dyan ng maliit na higaan para sa security guard. Okay, so things like those. Pero ang lalagay kong wall dito is yung lightweight lang. Diyan papasok yung partition load. Kaya naglagay ako ng letter P diyan sa slab number 5. Okay? So, kung hindi mo lalagyan ng partition tong area na yan, then considered as slab number 4 yan. So, yan ang ating grouping ngayon. Okay, so balik tayo dito sa ating stud na second floor. So, Control G again. And then, create. This time, our type is floor. And then, ang group name natin would be 2F underscore 2-way underscore 130 mm underscore P. Then you press OK. Another, create ulit tayo. Type would be floor. Tapos 2F underscore 2-way underscore 100 mm. This time walang P. Then press OK. Floor, unassigned pa rin yan, ano? So, let's highlight that or select that one. And then, we now select the perimeter beams for the slab. So, which is yan. Okay? Yan. So, select mo lang yan. Press and hold down control. Yan. Okay? Huwag mong isa-select yan dahil hindi nakasali yan. for slab number 1. Then you now select associate. Tapos dito tayo ngayon sa 2F two-way 100 mm, which is itong slab number 2. Select natin ngayon yan. And then ito pa, associate. Next, select ko lang dito, click ko lang dyan sa loob para mag-unselect. Click ko ngayon si two-way with partition and then highlight. Ayan siya. Tapos two-way 100 mm, highlight. Ayan siya. So, looks good. Tapos na tayo ngayon dito sa second floor. Dito na tayo ngayon sa third floor. So, create again. Type is floor, and then group name. Ayan. 3F, two-way, 130 mm P, and then okay. Tapos, create again. Type is floor, and then 3F, two-way, 100 mm without P. Then, okay. Tapos, create again. 3F two-way 100 mm with partition. Then, balik na tayo sa full structure. Piliin lang natin si third floor. Yan. Tapos, select natin si 3F 130 mm with partition para dito na tayo. Okay? Sa slabs for offices number 3. Ayan. So, we now select. Ganyan lang mag-select. Then, associate. Tapos, next is 3F two-way 100 mm without partition dito sa hallway slabs. So, select ko lang yan. Yan. Take note na merong daan pa rin dito, no? So, ikot yung tao dyan para bumaba. Oops. And then, associate. Finally, yung slab number 5, which is the last slab. Then, associate. Then, select natin yan isa-isa, highlight. Yan, slab number 3. Slab number 4. Ito. Finally, slab number 5. Highlight yung my storage. Ayan. Next is, check natin. Nodes should be 66 nodes. Hindi na natin yan na-check kanina. Anyway, tapos lines or beams is 125. Check natin yan. So, balik tayo sa geometry. To do that is click mo lang yan. Copy. Check natin sa Excel. Then, tanggalin natin yan. First line. Dapat yung last line mo is 66. Okay? So, correct. Tapos, yung lines naman, dito sa beam, click mo yan. Copy. Paste mo ulit sa ating Excel. Then, hindi kasama yan. So, -1. you have 126 minus 1 will give you 125 lines. Okay, so correct. Next would be properties na tayo. Ito yung ginawa natin kanina dun sa incidences. To identify start and end node of member, yan yung incidences, beam ends. Tapos redefine incidence, pagbabalik ta rin natin yung start tsaka yung end node. Check that all members are in the positive direction. End node should be farther from the start node with respect to the origin. Okay, next would be properties, then releases, and then supports. Sa properties naman, para sa roof beams, mag-assign tayo ng 250 by 300. Sa earthquake provisions, seismic provisions, yung minimum size ng beam is 250 mm. Pero kung hindi mo i-consider ang seismic, ang minimum dimension ng beams and columns 200 lang. But since ang ating frame ay special moment resisting frame, which is seismic resisting again, dapat lahat ng beams and columns natin 250 ang minimum. Okay? Pero kung naglagay sana tayo ng stringer, for example, stringer yung beam dito sa gitna, ang bubuhatin lang ng stringer na yun yung slab lang. Okay? Meaning, hindi siya seismic resisting. Pwede mong gamitin yun as 200 mm. Another tip. So, yung slab dito, 130 mm thick, makapal yun. Pero kung maglalagay tayo ng stringer dyan, for example, insert node, midpoint, geometry, ayan, okay, stringer yan, ano, ang slab thickness mo magiging mas manipis na yan. Check natin. So that is 4,500 by 3,500. Okay? And that is 88.89. Ito yung 4.5, tapos this is 3.5. So, pwede kang gumamit dito ng 4-inch thick or 100 mm na slab. Dito 100 mm din na slab. Ngayon, yung samantalang ito 130 mm ang slab mo. So yung 30 mm, let's say nilagay mo na lang dito sa beam. Pwedeng ganyang option. Tapos ang vibration nito, yung comfort, serviceability, kung ko-consider mo yung serviceability, yung malaking slab mas matindi ang vibration compared dito sa maliit ang slab. Okay, anyway, mako-compensate naman yun ng thickness. Although, in some cases, kapag makapal ang slab mo, mas mabigat. Mas mabuti pang maglagay ka na lang ng stringer. Okay? Pero dito sa sample ko, hindi na ako naglagay ng stringer. So, I'll just press Ctrl Z or undo. Yan. So, click ko ito, balik siya sa 3021. And then this is 3022. Okay. Punta na tayo ngayon sa properties. So for roof beam, 250 by 300, Control G, display whole structure, and then pwede akong gumamit ng Control G, di ba? Dahil i-click ko lang yan and then highlight, selected na lahat yung roof beam. So punta ako ngayon dito sa properties, exit ko muna yan, properties, and then you click define. Isa-isahin na natin ito, no? Then you click rectangle. Yung YD, that is the height. And gamit tayo ng 0.3. Tapos yung ZD, that is the width of the beam. Lagay natin dyan 0.25. And then you click add. Take note na material is concrete. Okay? You click add. Tapos, click pa tayo ng isa. Take note here, this is R1, R2, R3, R4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ito yun, yung reference 1. Okay? So, ito ang nagawa natin. Next, gawa pa tayo para sa 8 prime tsaka 1 prime ng third floor. So, another 0.3 tsaka 0.25. But, hindi na natin click si add. So, ang gagawin ko riyan would be, lagyan ko lang ito ng 0. Then, pwede ko nang i-add ulit. So, R2, ayan, parehas lang. Then, R3, 280 by 350. Then, this is 0.28. Then, you click add. Tapos, sa R4, reference 4, this is 300 by 400. Okay, so 0.4 and then this is 0.3 and then add. Then close muna natin yan. So natapos natin si roof beam hanggang second floor beam. Now let us assign. So first is gagamit na tayo ngayon ng Control G. Okay, so i-click ko si roof beam. Then, i-click highlight. Tapos, i-select mo ito. Or, baliktad, ano? First, you select the properties. Dito. Ayan. Then, let us highlight your roof beam. Then, you can now click assign to selected beams. And then, you click assign. Okay? Next is sa grid A prime tsaka 1 prime na nasa third floor. So, si A prime tsaka si 1 prime nandun siya sa third floor. Which is this. Okay? So, si A prime, ito. Tapos si 1 prime, ayan. Okay? So, yan yung mga stringer beams or stair beams. Stringer in the sense na hindi siya nakapatong sa column. Pero, yan ay seismic resisting pa rin. Okay? So, nasa third floor yan. Ito siya. Kung i-click mo yung view from positive Z, yan siya. Pwede mo siyang i-rotate ng konti. So, okay na yan. Next is pag i-click ko tong R2, nawawala yung aking selection. So, dapat, again, always select first your property. Ito. And then you select the beams that you will assign to, which is this. Then I can now click assign. Next, R3 again. But what is reference 3? So reference 3 is the entire third floor beam except yung A prime tsaka 1 prime. Okay? So to do that, I will just highlight your 3F beam and then I will unselect itong R2. Yan ang ma-assign dito sa R3. So, I will now click assign. Next, let us select yung ating R4, which is your second floor beam. So, naka-select ngayon si R4 and then sa-select ko na yung mga beams. This time, I use my window or cursor. Yan, ganyan. Yan, window selection ako. And then, you click na assign to selected beams. Next, so i-close ko na tong group. I-highlight ko na yan, i-select ko na isa-isa. First is R1, which is, yan, roof beams, correct. Tapos yung R2, para sa stair beams. Ayun. And then R3, the entire third floor beam without the stair beams. Ayan. And finally, R4 is the entire second floor beams. Okay? And then you do the same thing to sa grid A prime 1F. Ngayon, yung grid A prime 1F, eto lang yun. So, mag-create ulit tayo ng properties. So, define. Tapos, rectangle. Dito na tayo sa R5. 300 by 40. So, YD is 0.45 and then ZD is 0.3. Then, add. Or, notice na nakaselect na si A prime. Tapos, ang gagawin ko is R5. Grid A prime 1F. So, I can just click assign kaagad. Automatic siya na pupunta doon. Okay? So, isa-isa ulit natin. Roof beam, stair beam, third floor beam, second floor beam, and then stair beam sa ground floor. Next, so dito tayo ngayon sa R6. So define again, rectangle. So R6 is 0.45 by ZD na 0.32. Yan. Then, assign, add. Tapos, R7 is 250 by 250. Columns na yan. Okay? So, 0.25 by 0.25. Add. Next column is 0.3 by 0.3. Add. Then, next column is 0.35 by 0.35. Add. And then, footing column, still 0.35 by 0.35. Ang gawin ko dyan, lagyan ko lang ng 0 para mag-activate yung add. Then, delete ko lang si 0 ulit and then add again. Okay. So, nasan si R5? Ayun. R6. So, hindi ko pa na-assign itong si R reference 6, which is your 1F beam. So, isa-select ko na yan. Except yung this beam. Oops, tingnan nyo, na-select yung mga columns. So, be careful with your selection. Then, assign to selected beams. Okay, so let me check. Looks good. Now, this time, yung 0.25 by 0.25, yan yung third floor column. Siyempre, as you go up, yung column size mo, nagninipis. And as you go down naman, yung column sizes mo, syempre, kumakapal. Syempre, yung column sa pinakababa, yan ang maraming binubuhat. Binubuhat niya lahat ng beams and columns na nasa taas niya. Okay, so dito tayo sa 0.25 by 0.25. Ayan lang siya. Or that is your Control G na third floor column. which is ito. So, meron tayong sizes, nandito rin yung ating grouping. So, now, I can click my assign to selected beams. Oops, wait. What happened? Okay, i-check ko lang, no? Select ko si R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6. Yun, nasali. Huwag kang gagawa ng ibang step. All you have to do is try to undo. Okay? Pag clinic mo yung ito yung ating model. So remember na nag-grouping tayo, di ba? 3,000 to 311. Yan yung columns. Remember na ang grouping numbering natin is 300 series. Yan yung third floor columns. Kapag 1,000 series, yan yung beams. Okay? And what is this? 250 by 450. That is beams. So all you have to do is i-click mo itong assign to edit list. Tanggalin mo yan. 300 to 311. Delete. Then you click assign. See? Yan. So, i-click ko itong 250 by 250. Then, select my third floor columns. Okay. Then, you click assign. Tapos, 30 by 30. I will now select my second floor columns. Then, assign. Finally, 35 by 35, my first floor columns. Assign. Siyempre, yung first floor columns tsaka footing columns, magkaparehas ang size niyan. Yan, careful here. Kung minsan, meron kang masaselect at meron ka rin hindi masaselect. Yan. Then, I will now click assign. Okay, tapos iisa-isahin ko yan. Roof beam, stair beam, third floor beam, second floor, first floor stair beam, first floor, and then third floor column, second floor column, first floor column, and then footing columns. So, natapos na natin ang properties. Okay, so i-click natin ngayon just outside to unselect, and then you click display whole structure. Then you click 3D rendering. Yan. Kapag meron kang nakitang line dyan na walang solid, then meron kang nakalimutan na or meron kang lalampasan na hindi na-assignan. Okay? So next is dito na tayo. Beams normally increase in size as it gets closer to the ground. Okay, ganun din yung columns. Columns should be larger than the width of the beam above it. Okay? So yung column na ito, if you double click, makikita mo dun yung dimension 35 by 35. Kailangan yung dimension niyan mas malaki dito sa beams na sinusuporta niya. Okay, so let's double click this. Okay, so that is 30 yung kanyang width. Pero ang column natin ay 35. So okay siya. So that's the idea. That is also to promote strong column weak beam principle. Okay? In short, ang unang magfe-fail kapag dumating ang malakas na lindol, yung beam. So, ibig sabihin, wala na siyang moment capacity, pero nakatayo pa rin yung structures mo kasi matibay yung columns mo. Yung nangyari sa bagyo, malakas ang beams pero mahina ang columns. Okay? So, yun. Next. Ang gagamitin natin concrete, we will be using 3 KSI concrete. Dahil ito yung tinatawag na 1-2-3 mix sa isang bag ng semento, 2 kahon ng abuhangin, tapos 3 kahon ng graba. And that is equivalent to 3 times 6.9. Okay, so this is C74 times 6.89. Yan pala yung factor. Okay, this is the factor to convert. Yan. Kung i-convert mo yung KSI to megapascal, you multiply it by 6.89. Okay? So, ayan. So, that is like 3 times 6.89 magiging 20.68. Ayan yun. Okay? And then, 3.5 is 24.13. But we will be using this. Tapos, yung kanyang F prime C, this is in kPa. No? Yung 20.68, that is in megapascal. Ang ipapasok natin kay STAAD ay ito. Okay, dahil si STAAD, kilonewton meter ang kanyang units. And then, ang elasticity of concrete, that is 4,700 times the square root of your F prime C na 20.68. Yan. Okay? Next. Nakamultiply pala siya ng 1,000 dahil kinonvert natin siya ng kilonewton meter units again. Okay, so pupunta tayo ngayon sa utilities, tapos sa command file, palitan natin si properties ng, ayan, so si elasticity magiging 2.13756. So 2.13756 E plus 0.07. Yang E na yan, exponent. Okay? Tapos, Poisson's ratio, yan yung ratio ng vertical strain against horizontal strain. Tapos, yung density naman, yan yung unit weight ng concrete, which is 23.5616. Ginamit natin sa sa stairs 23.6. So, pwede mong palitan yan ng 23.6. Okay? So, 5616 lang muna gamitin natin yan. Next, ang alpha, this I think this has something to do with earthquake. Again, same with damping ratio. This has something to do with earthquake. Nandito yan sa, eto, nandun sa lecture natin na sinauna. And then, G, this is the shear modulus of concrete. Okay? Tapos, the strength of concrete. Ang FC yung nagagamitin natin ay 20,624.28. Saan ang galing yan? Is ito. Okay? So, this is 20684.28. Next, you just press save. After that, dito na tayo ngayon sa release. Ang purpose ng release is papatayin mo yung beam na i-prevent mo yung beam na mag-transfer ng forces, either moment forces or shear forces dun sa adjacent connection niya. Okay? For example, etong ating stair beam sa third floor. So, select natin si third floor only. Including the columns underneath. Yan. So, etong si stair beams at A', walang columns sa ilalim. Ngayon, kapag niloadan mo ito ng stairs, magde-deflect yan pababa. Isasama niya yung magkokos siya ng twisting or torsional moment dito sa beam na yan. And kapag may torsion ka, maglalagay ka ng maraming beam stirrups dito to prevent torsional failure. Ngayon, para maiwasan mo na mag-transfer siya ng torsion forces, i-assign natin tong beam na yan as simply supported. Okay, take note na kapag simply supported ang beam mo, wala siyang moment sa supports. So, yan yung purpose ng release. So, meaning, etong beam na yan, simply supported at both ends. Wala na siyang moment transfer dito sa beams. Same thing with this beam. Okay? So, unahin natin ito. Yang beam na yan, walang column kabilaan sa dulo, no? So, the pattern there is right click, select the beam, tapos right click, and then properties. Yan. Tapos, change release at start. And then you click, ayan, start, you click MZ, and then assign. Then close. Shortcut, mamaya na yung shortcut. So, notice na at start node, yun, green, nagkaroon ng bilog dun. So, tanggalin ko muna si sections na. Nagkaroon na ng bilog. Ngayon, i-release din natin yung moment dito sa end node. So, shortcut, you just double click and then click change release at end, tapos i-check mo si MZ. Ayan, ibig sabihin naka-release siya sa moment at local Z axis, and then you click assign, close. Okay, next, dito naman for this beam, dito lang natin siya isa-assign sa start node. So double click, release at start, and then click MZ, and then assign and close. Dito naman sa end node natin siya ilalagay. So double click, change release at end, and then MZ, and then assign, close. Okay, tapos punta tayo ngayon sa first floor. Remember na merong stair beams doon. Ito. So, double click that. Release at start. Assign. And then, notice na same beam pa rin yan. You just click release at end. Then, MZ. And then, assign again. Okay. And finally, dito na tayo sa Meron pa pala supports tsaka crack sections. Dito tayo ngayon sa supports. Ang gagamitin natin ay pinned lahat. Ang advantage ng pinned support over the fixed support is hindi mo na problemahin yung rebars sa pinned support kasi actually loaded lang yan, walang moment. Okay, kasi kapag fixed support yan, i-consider mo yung moment. Maglalagay ka ng mga bagal sa iyong footings. So, ang pinakamadaling i-design na footings is obviously actually loaded lang. Okay? Or pinned support isolated footings. Okay, so view display whole structure and then view from positive say. Tapos mag-create tayo ng i-click supports and then click create. Tapos pinned, then add, and then i-select mo yan, and then let's go to select, tapos node cursor, and then yan, gamit tayo ng window. Okay, tapos view isometry, yan, see, selected ngayon yung mga red. We can now click assign to selected nodes, then yes. Ngayon, para ma-check mo yan, i-click mo itong view from positive Z, tapos i-rotate mo yan dahan-dahan. Pag meron kang nakitang vertical line sa baba na walang support, then meron kang miss. Kung meron kang nakitang support above this level, then meron kang naidagdag naman. So, everything looks good for the support. And finally, our topic, this is assigning crack sections. This is taken from NSCP 208.6.2. Ito siya. It states that stiffness properties of reinforced concrete and masonry elements shall consider the effects of crack sections, and then for columns it is 0.70 or 70% of the gross moment of inertia, and then for beams it is 35% of the gross moment of inertia. So, papasok din dito yung strong column, weak beam. Take note na sa column, 70% lang ng gross moment of inertia ang i-consider mo nung structure. Tapos, yung beams naman, 35% lang ng gross moment of inertia. Take note na si gross moment of inertia is 112 bh3. So, at least you get the idea na. To do that, pupunta tayo ngayon sa analytical modeling. Okay, balik tayo dito. We're still here at analytical modeling, by the way. Punta tayo sa specifications. Ayan. Tapos, punta tayo dito sa beam. Ito. And then, property reduction factors. Tapos, i-click mo si IY tsaka IZ. So, RIY 0.7 and then RIZ 0.7 again, and then you click add. Tapos, click mo ulit si beam. This time, you use 0.35. Yan ay para sa beams. So, i-click add. Okay? So, yung ginawa natin is 0.7 para sa columns, tapos 0.35 para sa beams. So, yung 0.7 assigned to all columns. To do that, you just click this and then mag-Control G tayo. Or, punta tayo ngayon sa select parallel to Y. Then, we can now click assign to selected beams. Tapos, ito naman, pwedeng by group. First, you select this, and then Control G. Click mo lang dito, and then Control G. Tapos, you click all beams, highlight, and then you can now click assign to selected beams. Now, kapag i-click mo yung Start MZ, may mga laman yan. Hindi lang nagpapakita dito. Kapag click mo si reduction factor, akala mo wala sang selected kasi walang lumalabas dito. Hindi rin nagka-highlight. But, if you check this one, yan, lumalabas. Yun. So, let's check si Start MZ. Yan. End MZ. Ayun. Nag-highlight yun. Start MZ. Ayun. End MZ. Ayan. Yun o. Basta i-check mo lang yan. Okay? Then, yung reduction factors na 0.7, which is columns. Reduction factors na 0.35, which is beams. Okay. Kung minsan hindi nagpapakita, make sure na i-check mo lang yan. Okay, guys. So, that's it for this part. And that is part 1 of frame, which is the geometry. Now let us wrap up what just transpired in this lecture video. First is gumawa tayo ng geometry. Ayan yung nodes, tapos yung element connectivity. Chinek natin kung may mga duplicates, tapos nag-group definition tayo, tapos nag-renumber tayo ng beams and columns, and then third, nag-assign tayo ng section properties, and then fourth, nag-edit tayo ng concrete strength tsaka density. Okay, and then fourth, nag-assign tayo ng release. Okay, ginawa nating simply supported yung stair beams. Tapos 5, nag-assign tayo ng pin support, and then finally 6, nag-assign tayo ng crack sections. Okay guys, this time you work on your figure. Thank you guys for listening. Keep safe and God bless.